Hello, it's John from the Punters Pub. I just following up from the last, I think, 3 emails I've sent you, and I just want to basically show you what's possible with with a with the sort of staking plan and the sort of philosophy that I've shown you already, and show you that the one screenshot I think of the starting with £100 bank, turn it into $500,000 is what is unbelievable as it is what would happen, as shown on here. Now, horseracebase.com, that's what we use for all our systems. That's how we devise them, it's where we store them. And that's where the screenshot the other day I sent you in the email came from. Right. So anyway, I want to let the screenshots do the talking here rather than me. So first of all, we'll go to my qualifiers, my systems on V3. And as you can see, I've got loads of them. I don't use them all, perhaps use a dozen of them. And slot 92 is the each way May to November system, just so. So let's edit that. And if I go to run query, that'll show you the overall picture. And just to save time, instead of me waffling on about, oh, look at this, it does this, it does that, it does the other. Anytime you want to have a look at something like this in detail, you can simply click anywhere on the screen and it will stop, and you can start again by clicking anywhere on the screen again. So, I mean, that's self-evident. That's about 600 bets a year, about a quarter of them win. 1,000 points profit is about 330 a year. And interesting, Betfair is about 20% better. So that's more like 400 points a year. Betfair is probably the same as Bog if you use it right. Okay, so I'll leave you with that to look at. As I say, click on it and save it, and well, click on it and freeze it and have a good look. But next, oh yes, sorry, I'm getting mixed up here. Yes, the timing is what I want to look at next. I nearly forgot. Because this is where this is sort of each way system 2 comes in. Before, if you were with us in the last year, you'll have seen, before we were doing the whole year, we've realised this is, looking back and checking back through experience, this is a summer flat turf system essentially, but for some bizarre reason, the jumps and the all-weather seem to do better this time of year as well. And there you can see again, you can do the same thing, but you can see that you can click on anywhere on the page, and you can see again around the same strike rate. Good year 2016, 28%. Best year for actual points profit was last year, which is good. It shows the system's not going off. 392 nearly points profit, and Betfair 482 points profit. So you can see there's a good season in. There's a good profit built in. Just to emphasise the months. Here they are. This is all the. As I say, we go from May, beginning of May, to end of October each year. So there you got the 5th, May, June, July, August, September, etc. And you can see that each year, the summer usually the best. You can see there, July to August, there's roughly nearly 300 points profit there. That was 2016. 2017, same period. Just goes to show you can never be categorical about all this. But there you've got about 90 points profit. 3 months, not to be sneezed at. And in 18, we're back to the good old days again. With the June, July, August showing what? 180, 192. Again, 250 points profit in 3 months. That's terrific profit. And the others are not, we're going May till the end of November. Bigger percentage profit if you just back the 3 months, June, July, August. Bigger cash profit if you back all in that period. And if you look down here, there's that one's a minuscule profit, November 17, and there's 2 losing months here, June and July 17, and it's not a great month. Again, November 2016. So there's ups and downs. That's racing. Anyone who tells you they're having a losing month or losing year is either very lucky or not telling you the whole truth. So that's why we've switched from whole year to 7 months of the year, summer and autumn, because they're the most profitable from experience and historically researching back. So so that's the overall picture on the time of year, the month, when to back them looked after. Now let's have a look at losing runs and winning runs. And that's down statistics. Winning runs, losing runs. Let's have a look at that. You can see that the longest losing run was, let's start with, first of all, let's be clear what we're talking about here. 98 times was losing run of 1. That's easy enough. But all the rest a bit, not complicated, but you have to, 52 times there were losing runs of 2. That means 104 races. So don't forget, we're looking at 1,900, 2,000 races here. So 58 times there was a losing run of 3. That's 174. So bear that in mind. But if you look at that, you're looking at losing runs of 6 or less are common. 26 times to 98 times. You're looking at losing runs in double figures, 6, 7, 8, 7 and 8 are less common. Losing runs from 9 to 11 are uncommon. And losing runs of 12 and above are rare. But you do hit 17 and 18 down at the bottom. And that's why we advocate backing each way. By the way, this is win only. These stats are for win only because it's difficult to show each way results on horse race pace. Winning sequences, you can see there, 2 of 5, 6 of 4. If they fell right and you were backing Yankees and Canadians, you'd do well. Just looking at performance statistics as a whole, worst ever week, down 14.43. Worst ever month, down 9.01, which is over 21 months, is very steady. And your average winning year is 201 points and 2.02. So so you can see there the how it would pan out and why I'll come on to this later. Why we recommend the sort of bank we recommend, and indeed you've seen in the emails the sort of staking we recommend to cater for these. Okay, so that's the overall record, the time of year, and the winners and losing runs looked at. Now let's have a look at what I showed you the other day, which is what would result from our staking plan that I showed him on the email the other day. Oh no, first of all, sorry, I should have shown this. There's not much that's shown on here about each way. And so it's difficult for me to... we say back each way because the win strike rate you can expect, as you've just seen, losing runs of 18. That's probably understating it, to be honest. Whereas losing runs, you can expect 10 a few times in every 1,000. So basically, you won't stick with it if you back win only, unless you're a real pro and you really believe in it, and like us, you've got experience of it and everything else. So we advocate each way, and this is how it works out each way. Each way qualifiers, there you can see, wins you can see about the same as it's 25%-ish. Placed 894, that's win and placed, and that's roughly, if 900 is half of that, well, it tells you that's 47.88% of the time you will either win or place. And the points profit is, to SP by the way, there's 1112.60, which compared to the, let's go back and look at the win, for the win only, was 959. That's very nearly 200 points extra profit. So it's roughly about 20% on top, which you would expect as a fifth. Excuse me, I've gone wrong here. Yeah. So we advocate each way for the simple reason that the vast majority of people, if they win only, which is the most profitable, wouldn't stick it out. You would, the first losing run, they'd jack it in, and they miss out on any future recovery and etc. So the losing runs on the each way are much more bearable than the losing runs win only. So the next thing I wanted to deal with, and the final thing really, and just to get this each way thing, this is about compliance. I've just said it. People won't stick with it if the losing runs are too long, and the losing runs will be too long if they back win only. If you back each way, you're going to break even. Sometimes you're going to get most of your stake back. Sometimes you'll make a small profit, etc. But it breaks up those long losing runs. And with 25%, I won't sugar the pill. There will be long losing runs. But anyone who's got the guts, the determination, and the more above all else, the stickability to do that, good luck to you, because you will make more profit. But each way is a smaller percentage profit, bigger cash profit, less stress from the losing runs. So to move on to the final thing I want to deal with now, which is the how you would go on starting with a 100-point bank and where that would take you. And this is what I sent you the other day actually in the email. Here's what would happen. You start with a 100-point bank. So there you've got a choice. Level stakes is our choice. Percentage, by the way, not points. Points, 100-point bank, carry on with that. 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. And if you double that bank, that becomes 200. If you're still back in 1 point, let's say these are pounds, if you're still back in £1 each way, that £200 bank is now total bet of a 100th of the bank rather than a 50th. So So the starting bank's 100. We're back in. We're going to official SP because there's no arguments about us on the record, and we're back in 1%. That's rolling 1%. So it's 1%. So if your bank's 100, 1% is one each way, £1 each way. If your bank's 200, it's £2 each way. If it's 1,000, it's £10, etc. So we've got to proceed, and this tells you what would have happened. That confirms starting bank 100 back at official SP, 1% of a rolling bank, and this is what would have happened. And you know, this 456,000 there would be where you would have got. Your lowest ever point would have been £95. Let's say we start with £100. And at one time you would have had over 500,000 there. But I'd be amazed if these things happen, if that happened again. But let's suppose that only a tenth of that, you would be at what, 45,000. That'd be very nice. Even 1%, you'd be at 4,500. That'd be nice as well, starting with £100 bank. So, you know, I'm not promising you that. I'm just showing you what compounding can do. I'm not saying it will do. And here's the end of year balances. Forget the thousands up there. That's just the default setting. And we haven't looked back further than 2016 because of something called recency, which is a statistical term where, yes, you want a good sample. We got nearly 2,000. But you don't want, it has to be recent. It has to be, the further back you go, the less relevant it is. And so we thought a happy medium was start, 3 full years. These 3 full years here. Ignore the 4th year because that's just, the year isn't up yet. It stayed where it is. If you look, it's absolutely identical to that year. And it stayed where it is because we're not at the end of the year yet for 2019. And in any case, it's over the winter, January to April. And so it's not telling as much at all. So you can see, again, you can freeze the screen, but just to quickly go over it, you've gone from 100 to 2,600 there, 2,700, 2,600. So that's 27 times the bank in the first year. It's gone up 27-fold. In the second year, it's gone up from, 2.5 grand, just rounded up and down, to 15 grand, which is, when I was at school, that's 6-fold, I think, yes. That's gone up 6-fold to there. And another spurt here, taken from 15 grand to 456, is a 30+ fold increase there. So that illustrates the power of compounding. Of course, nobody's going to, you wouldn't, even if you had the courage or foolishness to carry on from here to here, you're not going to get, for instance, a 1% each way of the bank, 456,000 is £4,500 each way. Not many bookies are going to take those bets, especially if you've been having the sort of results here and here that have built up to those bets. And even on Betfair, you're going to struggle to get the bets on. So, A, psychologically, that's not very likely. B, you probably won't get the bets on anyway. So, this is very much theoretical. But, here, for example, I would have taken out the 10 grand and started the next year with 4706.44, and still you'd be built up plenty, Increase that by 30%, 30-fold, was it? Am I right? 30-fold, yeah. And you would have 120,000, I think, by the end of 2018. So anyway, you can do the maths yourself. As I say, click on any part of the page, and you can study that yourself for hours if you want. So that's the end of. That's really the end of the stats I wanted to show you. The rest of my pitch, if you like, is what is the deal. Right, well, first of all, the system isn't for sale. If I sold it, it wouldn't help our already existing customers, it wouldn't help us, certainly, and it won't help you, because there are pirates out there who will just sell it on, and you get hundreds, thousands of people maybe on the same selections, and we will be limiting this. I don't know to how many, usually we limit to 200, but we will be limiting the number of spaces. So what is for sale what are for sale are the selections from this system. These will be available from 7 to 8 each evening on a password protected page. They will also be emailed out about 10-20 minutes after that every evening before racing. So anyone who's working, it's handy for them, and also you can get your bets on. We always recommend bog unless you're on the exchanges, and that way you get the best prizes the night before. And if they drift and they win, which happens, and these are backed, these are seriously backed, like 16-1 into 5-2. I saw the other day. If you get on early, you're on the best odds, much better than SP. If they are backed in, if they drift, who cares? You get paid at SP. And for that, the deal is simple. Last year, we asked for £67 for the year, January the 1st to end of December. Okay, we've modified it this year. It was only 7 months of the year. I think it's worth 67 and more, frankly. But, this is all still sort of the experimental stage, although, we've got 4 years as figures, 3 years of figures, and 3 full years, and the experience of the past year. So, all right, but it's still to some extent experimental. So, we're willing to open places up £37 per annum, which means the 7 months beginning of May each year to the end of November each year. If you want to take advantage of this offer, and I recommend you do, because basically, just finally, back in as we recommend, that is £100 start bank, £1 each way for each bet, and up in, as I've told you earlier, up in and down in the stake, as the bank goes up. If you back, as we say, your maximum risk is £100, because our maximum always is play out of winnings. It's going to work. Play with the bookies' money. Don't play with yours money. So that's £100. Very few people are going to risk all that. The reality is, if you lose 50, you're going to jack it. So let's say 50 and 37 for the subscription. So in over a year, £87 is what? It's just over 150, 160 a week. All right, yeah, a week. So we're not asking a big risk, but as you can see here, the rewards are potentially. No one can promise anything. Can't even promise a profit. But those are the potential rewards. So for that potential reward, taking the risk I've warned you about £87, we think that £37 for that is very reasonable compared to the competition. So if you want to take advantage of that, I'm sorry, we're a bit dinosaurs like on the tech front, and so I don't know how to put a link in the video or even below the video. But what you can do is simply click the back button on this and go back to or click the off. It depends if you open a new window or tab, and go back to the email where you clicked onto this, and the PayPal button will be, or rather, it won't be a button. The link to pay will be on there. it's PayPal, but you can pay by card. And if you can't suss it out, there's a option on there to pay by card, but PayPal don't make it very clear because obviously they want the transaction. So so you can pay by card or PayPal on PayPal. If you have any problems with that, just reply to the email, let us know, and we'll walk you through paying that way. So I hope this has been useful. I hope the series of emails have been informative, even if you don't take advantage of this offer. And if you take advantage of the offer, I'll look forward to, as they say, seeing you on the other side. And hopefully we'll have a profitable season together. So good luck, and till the next time. Thanks.